Hello traders and welcome to the London Forex Broadsheet's weekend wrap of the markets. The euro plunged 140 pips in early trading, then appreciated strongly as high yielders caught a bid on the carry trade. The pair gained the most during the New York session as oil climbed on the day. In economic news, the German PPI was released at negative 0.6 for the month of August, diverging from markets' expectations of negative 0.4%. This was the first time since January of 2007 that German producers have seen lower input prices. Even so, the year-over-year read still stands at 8.1%, the highest rate of inflation seen in the last decade. The largest upward pressure came from energy products in the prior months, but now this trend is reversing. The daily chart shows the pair is trending higher and has closed above its 20-day SMA. Once the pair is able to break above the neutral 50 line on the RSI, it should draw in more buy orders. The pound traded with the same tone as the euro, except that a 250 pip fall was seen prior to the appreciation. There was no economic data released from the UK on Friday. The pair has been making a series of higher highs and higher lows on the 4-hour chart, while locking itself into an upward sloping channel. The Aussie went against the trend established by the euro and pound, perhaps reflecting the bid on gold. The pair continued upwards during the New York session even as gold declined on a surge in equities and finished at session highs. There was no economic data released from Australia on Friday. The 4-hour chart shows that the Aussie has broken out of its strong downtrend. A massive flood of buy orders hit the market as the pair not only broke above the trend line, but also crossed above the neutral 50 line on the RSI. The loonie has, once again, seen volatile trading during the overnight session, something that is becoming more and more common. The pair advanced almost 60 pips at one point, but declined in New York as oil caught a bid. There was no economic data released by Statistics Canada on Friday. What is there to really take away from this? The pair tried to break above the 20-day SMA and failed, then found support at the 50-day SMA. The pair is still really ugly with very little direction. The Swissy tested the LFB R2 at 1.1235 after it gained almost 200 pips during the overnight session. The daily chart shows the pair ran into the 1.1280 area, which proved to be a strong resistance in the past, and held strong once again this morning. The pair spent the New York session in decline as Treasury yields rose. The pair has found a 300 pip range that it is comfortable in trading in. It is currently oscillating around its 20-day SMA at 1.1130. The yen rose by the most since April as traders piled into the global equity markets. The pair filled the down gap which occurred on the market open this week to reach 107.90, the closing price made on Friday, September 12th. There was no economic data released from Japan on Friday. Finally, some decent movement came into the yen as equities strengthened on the day. The pair is still tangled in its daily SMAs, finding resistance at its 50-day. The pair should have no trouble breaking above once there is a cross above the neutral 50 line on the RSI. On the upcoming economic calendar, there are no top-tier releases scheduled for Sunday. On Monday at 0830, we have core retail sales from Canada. In Asian equities, the Nikkei rose 431 points or 3.76% to close at 11,920, the most in 8 months. The Australian S&P ASX rose a massive 196 points or 4.27% to close at 4804. In European stocks, the German DAX soared 326 points or 5.56% to close at 6189, and the UK FTSE gained 431 points or 8.84% to close at 5311. On Wall Street, after the biggest two-day global rally in history, at the close of floor trading on the New York Stock Exchange, the Dow was at 11,388 after gaining 368 points or 3.35%. The S&P closed at 1255 up 48 points or 4.03%, while the Nasdaq finished trading at 2273 with a gain of 74 points or 3.4%. Crude oil for October delivery increased $6.45 or 6.6% to close at $104.33 a barrel. Gold futures for December delivery fell $32 or 3.6% to close at $864 an ounce. In Treasuries, the yield on the 10-year note rose 24.1 basis points to 3.797%. The 2-year note's yield gained 43.7 basis points to 2.153%. Overall, the session was dominated by news that the U.S. government is planning a Resolution Trust Corporation-like entity to take distressed mortgage securities off the bank's balance sheets. Global equities and the U.S. index futures soared. with markets in China and the UK rising by record amounts. Currency valuations were driven by a rush into carry trade positions, as the high-yielding currencies rose well off their season lows, while the dollar made its biggest one-day advance against the yen seen since April. All of the yen cross pairs advanced strongly, with euro-yen rising by the most this year. There was no economic data released from the US on Friday. This concludes the London Forex Broadsheet's weekend wrap of the markets. We appreciate you making us part of your trading day, and we hope you have a fantastic weekend.
All contents of the LFB are for informational purposes only and should not be used as a replacement for research by an individual investor, trader, or licensed investment professional. Neither the LFB nor any of its affiliates shall be liable for any errors, omissions, or for any actions taken in response to the information contained herein. We hereby make no representations or warranties regarding the accuracy of any information contained in this broadcast or on our site. Forex market trading involves special risks and may not be suitable for everyone. Each investor or trader should assess their financial situation and risk tolerance before proceeding. Copyright 2007, LFB Services, LLC. All rights reserved.